our new customers, when they come in, they go, wow, what an experience. Because you can have the best food in the world, the best produce in the world, but if they're not cooked properly, if they're not being delivered with a smile, with care, what's the point?
This is The Crackling. I'm Anthony Huckstep. Well, I'm pretty excited today. We're in one of the best Spanish restaurants in Australia, Moda Restaurant, with Javier Cordina. How are you?
I'm excellent. Very excited to be sharing, coffee with you, and in this chill morning for unusual weather. Yeah, a bit chill.
It is chillier up here than I was expecting, but I'm in Canberra these days, so I was looking forward to coming up here. Tell us a little bit about Moda. One of the best Spanish restaurants down under. What are you doing here?
Oh, look, it's been a hell of a ride. I've been I think it's my 24th year.
Wow.
In Queensland, in Brisbane.
Amazing.
Based in Brisbane. And to be honest with you, I'm living the dream,
Yeah.
I came all over from Spain and traveling the world, and I had an opportunity to open a restaurant 24 years ago in the heart of the city in Brisbane.
Yeah.
That was back in 1999.
Wow.
Yeah, a few years ago. And that was the beginning of this beautiful journey that keeps growing, and getting more excited every day that goes by. Look, I'm the type of person that I live my life very simple.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that life it's full of love, energy, passion, care, and I really translate my personal life into my kitchen. You know? And that's why Moda, it's one of those places where a lot of my customers, they say to me all the time, Javier, you're very normal. And I said, what the hell? Of course I'm normal. I do what I love the most in this world, which is cooking and sharing my passion, my background, my love for what I do every single day of my life. Can you imagine? I'm living the dream.
Yeah.
And therefore, over the years, I surround myself with amazing human beings. When I say amazing human beings, it's an accumulation of growers and their families, fishermen and their families, my staff, which they're the hero of the essence of what Moda is today.
Yeah, sure.
And ultimately, my guests, our guests. There's a synergy around this place that's quite unique, and it's wonderful to have that opportunity every single day of my life.
How would you describe your food and your cooking to someone that hasn't experienced it?
Look, I always start with the same paragraph. Moda Restaurant buys from the cheapest sardine to the most expensive and luscious caviar and everything in between.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of like a Pandora box. You come to Moda, and because my longevity and my close relationship with a lot of my guests, as soon as they walk through that door, I know exactly what to offer. I know exactly what are their expectations. And then that's how I create that intimacy amongst ourselves. And then it's something that flourishes and it goes on a daily basis in that way. It's just the most beautiful thing. And I have no problems on getting teary, getting happy, getting angry sometimes. And that's what you see from Moda Restaurant and the staff. It's what you see from Javier.
pork is such a integral part of Spanish cuisine. How do you weave it through your menu? How does it feature on your menu?
The beauty of the menus or the dishes here at Moda is that because I'm in constant in touch with suppliers, growers, the markets, my menu just fluctuates and changes almost on a weekly basis.
Right.
So we're very strong. I think perhaps because of the location of the restaurant, we in the heart of Paddington, close to the Suncorp Stadium. By nature, I think that Queenslanders or the Brisbane crowd are into their meat and their steaks.
Sure.
and their it's a menu that it's always the component of the meats, the piglets, the poultry. It's always surrounding us on a daily basis.
Talk us through the pork dish.
Today I'm delightful to do something really. How can I say it? It's a dish that really brings together an harmony of sweetness and flavors. We've got some lovely persimmons. We've got sage. We got lemon, and we got this beautiful belly that it's been roasted in the oven. It'll be a fantastic crackling, and I'll be serving that with a very velvety and perhaps a bit of an unusual sauce, which is a reduction of orange juice. I mean, we're in winter, like the oranges are their peak at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I've done a reduction of oranges with cinnamon, star anise, black peppercorns, and vanilla pods.
Wow.
So all these conglomerate of flavors will be just blessing and kissing that fantastic pork belly that it's cooking at the moment in the oven.
Is there a particular cut of the pig that you love most, and tell us how you best cook it?
Well, piglet, I tell you what, you start from the from the ears down to the tail and down to the trotters. I mean, I grew up eating lots of pig trotters, perhaps because 40 years ago, the secondary cuts were almost a given. I remember going to La Plaza with my parents on Saturday morning. Me and my brothers, we were just pull out of the bed at around 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. Let's go to Gracia in the middle of the heart of Barcelona. We used to go every Saturday, like going to church.
Amazing.
Yeah, to buy. And I remember this shop very vividly. The two sisters, blondies and full of makeup and very well presented. But they were the most rustic and peasant people that you can ever come across. And they were wearing these white jackets and white aprons, and they were absolutely full of blood everywhere. They were a mess, but they look still now. Remember those days where they look like virgins or gods of their meats.
Yeah,
just
amazing.
Wearing those blue gloves, and they were just like painstaking, something really amazing that maybe me at the age of 8, 10, 15 years old, I was just, experiencing on a weekly basis. And I remember my parents buying tripe, buying blood, buying liver, buying one of my favorite trotters.
Yeah.
Pig trotters. I can't pass a beautiful pig trotters. I tried to replicate, or I did it here a few times at Moda, to replicate something very similar, deboning the trotters, steaming them for 2.5 hours, getting all the bones and stuff them with mushrooms, foie gras, wrap them in crepinette, and then do a nice and very subtle sofrito with lots of onions, garlic, a nice double chicken stock, a bit of demi, remy, a bit of red wine and port, and braise them away for another hour or so. And it's just the most beautiful and decadent dish that you will ever come across.
That sounds extraordinary. I'm glad that you mentioned the suckling pigs, because you are quite renowned for the dinners that you put on here with suckling pigs.
Yes.
Tell us the secret to cooking a whole beast like that.
Look, it's about practice. That's the first thing. Practice. So towards the end of last year, I said to Francois, we've been supporting PorkStar and the pork industry for such a long time. I think it's time to honor that beast at the restaurant, like at least once a month. So we came up with that idea that every second Wednesday of each month, we do a feast with piglets.
Amazing.
So the most important thing about it, of course, is to have the beast nice and fresh. So we've got this fantastic local producer, just an hour and 20 minutes from Brisbane, in the middle of the scenic rim, beautiful part of the world.
Yeah.
The Tomahawk family, and they produce this fantastic middle of the range of sort of a weight of the piglets.
Yeah.
They drop by their son, which also grows some vegetables for us as well at the same time.
Wow, cool.
And then we do that feast where we get the piglets in, we marinate them with sea salt, we let them rest for 24 hours, and we roast it in the oven very, 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 very slowly. And they produce this magnificent crackling that it's just to die for.
Yeah.
And it's very, very addictive.
Yeah, stop it. You're making my mouth water. You've built an incredible career and really sort of stamped sort of who you are with this restaurant in Brisbane. But what advice would you have for young chefs coming into the industry now and looking to have the longevity and impact that you've had?
I think that the most important thing, and I remember when I was young, my parents or my dad or my grandparents, that used to say, "Oh, you're very young, you don't know, your generation, you're watching too much TV, this is, you don't understand." I think that now, on that same situation as my parents, I think that this is life a bit. So I can see a massive difference the way I was brought up, the way I took my industry as a career, or my profession as a career, and what it is now. Now everything, it's in this younger generation, everything is in the palm of their hands. The research now, it's, again, you just grab your phone and then you can source so many different recipes, so many different process, etc., of whatever you want to do. But what I recommend to anyone is that if you want to be a good professional, you have to be focused, dedicated when you're young, when you're really young.
Yeah.
Why? Because life goes so quickly. And sometimes even myself, that I start cooking at the age of, after my apprenticeship at the age of 17 and a half, sometimes I think to myself, I wish I started earlier. Because when you start acquiring new knowledge and you start learning, you just know that you just want more and more and more. And like I said to you, that word that I use sometimes, it's very addictive. And yes, cooking, it's a little bit addictive. I remember on my my early days, I was obsessed buying cookbooks, to the point that I used to buy cookbooks in different languages that I couldn't understand, just simply because I wanted to learn.
Yeah.
And I wanted to research more and more. I was obsessed in buying knives. I was obsessed in just working more hours than I was expected to do. And that's why, at the end of the day, not everything that you do in life, there is a reward if you put the effort. So it's about commitment. And You need to surround yourself. You need to find the right people that is going to take you to the next level. And let me tell you something. After 37 years of career and working in 5 different countries and in 13 different kitchen environments, I would say that 99% of the people that I work with, they've been amazing.
Yeah, that's
and
amazing.
All these stereotypes, all these legends about abusing people and mistreat. This is perhaps a bit of a. You see that on TV. You see that it's not real. I mean, there are people out there like us, willing to share our knowledge, share our passion, and take any individuals to the next level. Because guess what, Anthony? What am I going to do with my knowledge the day I pass? What am I going to do with my knowledge the day I retire?
Yeah.
What am I going to do with my knowledge the day I sell the restaurant? I have the needs now, after 37 years, to give back to the industry. And what a best way of doing it than doing that. Becoming a mentor, becoming a teacher, becoming a person that reaches to others. And then that's why I'm still, after all these years, I'm still excited. I'm still vibrant. I'm still in love with my life. I'm still in love with my wife. I'm still in love with everything that surrounds my life. Because if you don't, I feel that if I don't feel that way, my customers, sooner or later, they're going to taste it. They're going to see that I'm not 100%. And that's the way I express myself. There is no other way for me to do what I do every single day of my life. And like I said before, people that, my peers, they said, Javier, what are you doing in the kitchen? What? You have a van? What? I go to the markets. I need a van. I have the restaurant full tonight, so my customers, they expect me to be here. I need to shake a few hands. I need to make sure that everything runs smoothly. I need to look after the staff. If I don't look after my people, who's going to look after them?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, life is not that complicated if you're happy.
Yeah.
And when you're happy, it's very addictive.
Well, you've had such a huge impact on so many people, not just people that live in Brisbane, but people that visit Brisbane as well, that love what you do. But what do you love about what you do?
Well, I guess that it's a bit of a, every day, it's different, you know? And the most challenging part is that you never know who's going to come through that door. And guess what? Every single human being, every single person who comes through that door, front door or back door, suppliers, customers, delivery guys, you'll be surprised the characters and the personalities that you get with some of the people that they just deliver the goods. I care. I take care of them. I help them. I make sure that when there is a new face, I introduce myself. Because you want to be treating people the way you want to be treated.
Yeah.
That's why our customers, or new customers, when they come in, they go, wow, what an experience. Because you can have the best food in the world, the best produce in the world, but if they're not cooked properly, if they're not being delivered with a smile, with care, what's the point?
Yeah. Well, Javier, what an absolute honour to catch up with you. I can't wait to see this pork dish.
Awesome.
Thanks for coming on the show. Let's get into it.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you for your time.
This is The Crackling, a Deep in the Weeds production in partnership with PorkStar. I'm Anthony Huckstep, Stay tuned as we catch up with some of Australia's best chefs and pork producers to discover what makes Australian pork so special.